Right now, after a months-long investigation, a Madison police lieutenant is now resigning for allegedly having sex in a squad car.
Plus, an update on some of the children who were injured in Waukesha, including a timeline of last Sunday's events.
And crews are hard at work as renovations begin at Camp Randall Stadium, when we could expect to see the stadium's new look. News 3 Now at 6 begins right now. The rush is underway as millions of Americans begin traveling to their Thanksgiving destinations. This is a live look at the Beltline where you can see the lights of vehicles coming and going into Madison. And right now, many are wondering if Mother Nature is going to cooperate over the next few days. To find out, let's check your certified most accurate forecast. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti. Gary?
Well, Eric, good news on both accounts. Not only will the weather stay quiet, the traffic is looking pretty good as well. Let's take a look at a first warrant traffic update. Right now, we're seeing really no delays on the major interstates heading north out of Madison. You can see south and southeast of Madison. The traffic moving pretty steadily there. Not seeing any problems on the Beltline. There were some earlier delays on the eastbound Beltline because of an accident at right at the I-39-90 interchange. But again, all the major highways north and south of Madison looking in pretty good shape. Live view from the Edgewater Skycam. Not seeing any precipitation here. There are some light rain showers to the south, and a couple of flurries across parts of western Iowa as temperatures start turning colder. We could see a shower or a flurry, mainly southeast of Madison overnight. Temperatures this morning started out mild in the middle 30s here in Madison. High temperatures were in the lower 50s through almost all of southern Wisconsin. Right now we're still pretty mild, but temperatures are starting to cool off to our north and west. And by tomorrow morning we'll be down to around freezing with a few flurries perhaps lingering into early Thanksgiving Day morning. Otherwise, our Thanksgiving will be a breezy and cold one. Skies will clear out in the afternoon. Temperatures holding nearly steady in the lower 30s all day. Later on, I'll take a look at a forecast for the rest of the holiday weekend.
An investigation into allegations that a Madison police officer engaged in sexual activity in a squad car comes to a close. Lieutenant Reginald Patterson submitted his resignation today after the investigation found he violated multiple department policies. He worked for the department for 15 years. The Dane County Sheriff's Office says it did not find any evidence that a crime was committed. Patterson had been on administrative leave since a video surfaced in mid-September. The department shared few details during the course of the investigation, citing the department's policy on internal investigations. Prosecutors say they plan to file more charges against Darrell Brooks after he drove through a Christmas parade in Waukesha. Brooks has already been charged with 5 counts of first-degree intentional homicide. He's being held on $5 million bail.
Now, a lot happened in a short time, so we wanted to take a minute to walk you through that parade route so you get a better sense of how this all happened. Our Brady Mallory joins us now to do just that. Brady?
Well, the parade route weaved through downtown Waukesha, right along the Fox River right there. The first time officers see Brooks, it's by the parade staging area on White Rock Avenue. Police say people had to jump out of his way as he started to drive through the street. As he approached Main Street, another officer pounds on his hood, telling him to stop at the intersection. But he just continues onto Main Street and right into the parade route. That officer chases him for the next block, and another officer tries to get his attention. They say Brooks starts to speed up, going about 25 miles per hour now. By the middle of that block of Main Street, the officers say he's picking up more speed as he approaches Martin Street. On that block, he almost hits a child. You've probably seen that footage and noticed how fast that car seemed to be going. Officers say at the end of the block at the intersection of Main and Barstow, Brooks had a choice. He brakes and police thought he might turn right out of the parade route, but instead he hits the gas and drives right into the crowd. It's on the next block of Main Street where officers find multiple casualties. We now know 6 people have died, 5 at the scene and a child later on. At the end of Main Street, where it turns and crosses Wisconsin Avenue, an officer tries to stop Brooks again, this time firing 3 shots at his SUV. Police have said no civilians were hurt, but they don't know if Brooks was hit. Well, and then soon after that, a few blocks away, Brooks is arrested outside of a home on Elizabeth Street. You can find the doorbell camera footage of that arrest right on our website, channel3000.com.
We do have good news to report from Children's Wisconsin. 3 more of the children injured during the incident are heading home for Thanksgiving. Currently, 10 children remain at Children's Wisconsin. 5 are in critical condition, 2 are in fair, and 3 in good condition.
After 11.5 hours of deliberation, a Georgia jury finds 3 men guilty of killing Ahmaud Arbery. Travis McMichael, the man who shot and killed Arbery, was found guilty on all 9 charges in Arbery's death. Both Gregory McMichael and William Roddy Bryan Jr. were were found guilty of felony murder.
To tell you the truth, I never saw this day back in 2020. I never thought this day would come.
All three men face life in prison without the possibility of parole. We also talked with a local professor on the similarities and differences between this case and the Kyle Rittenhouse case.
In Mr. Rittenhouse's case, he was claiming that he was not the aggressor in the case, that he had to act in self-defense. In this case, the three defendants, on the justification that they were attempting to make a citizen's arrest, actually pursued Mr. Arbery and tried to chase him down. And under those circumstances, the jury found that they were in fact not entitled to make a citizen's arrest, and therefore they were the aggressors in the case and also not entitled to claim self-defense if in fact Mr. Arbery was attempting to disarm the people who were threatening him with a firearm.
3 people are facing potential drug-related charges after Reedsburg police found multiple drugs in their vehicle this morning. James Burdick, Ian Lewis, and Amanda Roeder were booked into Sauk County Jail. The suspects were initially pulled over for a suspended registration violation. When police searched the vehicle, they found marijuana, heroin, methamphetamine, and drug paraphernalia.
Madison Metropolitan School District leaders say they are investigating anti-Asian hate speech graffiti found on hallways and stairwells at Madison East High School yesterday. It comes just as students celebrated the Hmong New Year. Multiple students and staff found the graffiti during lunch. School custodians worked to clean it off as quickly as they could after taking photos to document it. The graffiti came as students in 2 Southeast Asian language classes wore their traditional Hmong clothing throughout the day to celebrate the Hmong New Year. School officials say as of last night, they do not know who was responsible for the hateful messages and asked anyone with information to come forward. East High School will hold specific discussions about hate speech, bias, and bigotry on Monday.
A Beloit man is now pleading not guilty by reason of insanity in a deadly stabbing attack at a service plaza on the Ohio Turnpike. Earlier this month, Thomas Connor pleaded not guilty to charges of aggravated murder, attempted murder, and felonious assault. But his lawyer amended the plea. Connor is accused of attacking people with a knife at the Erie Island Service Plaza on October 19th. One man was killed and another was injured. Deputies shot Connor when they say he charged at them. He will be evaluated at a court treatment center and remain held until a competency hearing. Lock it or lose it. That's what the Dane County Sheriff's Office is telling people after a pair of garage thefts in the village of Windsor. Yesterday morning, deputies were called to Wolf Hollow Road for a report of a stolen car. They say the suspects stole a gray 2019 Kia Sorento and a purse. The garage door was left open at the time, and on Tuesday, a man saw 2 people approach his garage on Eagle Ridge Lane. He says they drove off in a white Toyota RAV4. Some cash and a garage door opener were stolen.
Well, the Badger football regular season is winding down this weekend. Camp Randall is beginning a new journey today. A groundbreaking ceremony held to mark the start of renovations on the south end zone. The new end zone project will include premium seating and hospitality clubs, but as athletic director Chris McIntosh says, the new area will be for more than just football.
South end zone will not be limited to 7 Saturdays a year. It will benefit our department through new programming opportunities in ways limited only by our own imagination.
The newly renovated end zone is scheduled to open in time for the start of the 2022 football season.